The countdown is on to the first Democratic primary debate. The 5 candidates will face off tonight in Las Vegas with Hillary Clinton at center stage.
Clinton's rivals are expected to come out swinging and remind voters she's not the only option. Nancy Cordes joins us now from Las Vegas. Nancy, Bernie Sanders has called for civility during tonight's debate. Do you expect any fireworks between him and especially Hillary Clinton?
I think he's going to get that civility. This is just a pretty civil crowd in general. They've taken a pretty hands-off approach to one another throughout the campaign so far. That doesn't mean that they won't try to highlight differences with one another, that they won't try to make the argument that they are better suited than some of the others on the stage for the job. But you're not going to see them behaving in a disrespectful manner towards one another. First of all, they genuinely like each other. They've worked with each other, a lot of them in the past. They've known each other for a long time. And also, they're trying to appeal to each other's fan bases. So Hillary Clinton, for example, is not going to slam Bernie Sanders because she wants to win over the 25% or so of Democratic primary voters who are in his camp right now.
Nancy, let's talk Martin O'Malley, Jim Webb, and Lincoln Chafee. How much longer can they continue to compete if they don't get some traction tonight?
You know, well, technically, they can go on for as long as they want if they're campaigning on a shoestring. In fact, a couple of those candidates, Lincoln Chafee in particular, doesn't seem to have actually been campaigning much at all. So he could stay in the race indefinitely, I suppose, if he wants to. For Martin O'Malley, on the other hand, it's a bit of a different situation. When he got into this race, he really thought that he had a shot at taking on Hillary Clinton. He was making this argument, and will still tonight, that he's a generational change, that he represents the party of the future, that he's got all of this executive experience as governor of Maryland, but he hasn't gotten traction yet. He's still only at about 1 or 2% in the polls. But, you know, that's what debates are for. Debates are there to highlight these candidates and introduce them to the American public. Look at Carly Fiorina. She was an asterisk in the polls on the Republican side before she started debating and handed in these very strong performances. And by the way, that's what he's going to have to do, because he has made a very big issue of the fact that he thinks that there should be more than just 6 Democratic debates. He has been saying this over and over and over again. So if he doesn't perform well, that could really work against him.
And Nancy, of course, we're all hearing about that empty podium that will be on stage just in case Vice President Joe Biden decides to jump into the race at the last second. Pretty unlikely, it seems. What's the latest on a Biden decision?
I think that podium is going to remain empty, and it'll probably be sitting off stage and maybe boxed up before the debate even starts, because we have absolutely no indication that Vice President Biden is going to jump into the race sometime between now and 9 p.m. Eastern. He just has not indicated that at all. He's much more likely to watch this debate, to see what he thinks of the performances on stage before he makes any kind of decision. In fact, he's got a full day scheduled at the White House. And we're not hearing now that any kind of decision from him is really imminent at all. He might not just watch this debate. He might also watch Hillary Clinton's performance before the House Benghazi committee. She's testifying there in a couple of weeks. And then perhaps if he does decide to get in the race at all, he may do it towards the end of the month.
All right, perhaps no fireworks, but still pretty exciting. Nancy Cordes, thank you.
CBSN has you covered on all the action from Las Vegas. Our pre-debate coverage kicks off at 7 p.m. Eastern Time.